Hey, what's up you guys? Yes, today we are doing another conspiracy theory video. And today's I'm really excited about because we are going to be talking about some of the biggest YouTuber conspiracies, including ones about me. Okay, so we're going to start with something that a lot of people have been talking about, and I have not brought this up even though it's been happening for like the last year. And that is a conspiracy about the YouTuber That Poppy. So That Poppy is a YouTuber that blew up this year because her videos are so fucking creepy. From the way she looks into the camera, to the things that she says, to the weird imagery behind her, and lots of Illuminati symbols. And Poppy has blown up this year. I mean, everybody's been talking about her. PewDiePie made a video of her, and he's, you know, the biggest YouTuber there is. And there's a lot of articles out there by press saying, who the fuck is this girl, and what does this mean? Now, if you're not aware who Poppy is, I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Hey, come here. Hi everyone, I'm Poppy. Welcome to Poppy's world.
I don't even know where to start. I mean, clearly there's some weird shit going on. I mean, from the way she speaks, kind of like a robot, to all of the things that she has in her hair, a lot of which are Illuminati symbols. I mean, there's just too much to delve into. And she has tons of videos that are just as bizarre as this. I mean, there's videos of her eating food with her eyes. And there's this really creepy video of her like playing with a mannequin and calling it mommy.
Mom, are you okay?
Now, because everybody was talking about these videos and questioning if she was in a cult or if she was a robot, she put out a video setting the record straight.
So many people have asked me if I'm in a cult. I'm not in a cult.
Yeah, so that's proof that she's not in a cult. But not proof that she's not a robot and or an alien? I don't know. So the reason I have not talked about this is because it's pretty obvious what is happening here. No, she is not in a cult. No, she is not part of the Illuminati. And no, she is not a robot, although that would be really fucking cool. She's actually a pop singer trying to make it big in the music industry. And as you guys know, it is literally impossible to make that happen. So she created this Poppy character, this crazy YouTube girl, hoping that a bunch of people would watch her videos and be like, what is this? And then find her music and be like, oh, her music's actually good. Because honestly, her music is kind of fucking good. Check it out.
Baby, you're the highlight of my low life. Hey, take a city day and make it alright. Yeah, alright.
I know. Like, I hate to admit it, but music's kind of good. So this isn't the first time that somebody has created a character or done crazy shit to get attention to promote their music. I mean, Lady Gaga wore a fucking meat dress, and Kesha pretended to be some like crazy party girl who like fucks 24/7 and drinks when she wakes up, which she has said is not real. And the way Poppy's doing it is kind of fucking genius. Oh, and just in case you don't believe me or you think, no Shane, she's really a fucking robot, here's an interview of her talking about how she came up with the name Poppy.
Now I want to know, how did you come up with the name That Poppy?
Well, the name Poppy came from an old friend of mine. She thought that I looked like a character in this movie we were watching, so she started introducing me to people as Poppy, and it stuck.
Aww.
But the that came in because we just needed a little extra spice to it, I guess you could say.
I know, it's weird, right? To like see her just being a normal girl, talking like a normal person. It's kind of depressing, because I wish the robot thing was real. Okay, so this next theory is something that I have been hearing about for years. You guys have been talking about it for years. And that is the theory that Dan and Phil really are Dan and Phil. Okay, first of all, before we start this one, I'm not trying to look like I'm outing them. I'm not saying that they're gay. This is just a theory, but this theory does have a lot of little interesting clues. So as you guys know, Dan and Phil have been doing videos together for years. And pretty much since they started, their fans have been convinced that they are together. There has been fan fiction made about them. They have reacted to the fan fiction made about them. They've lived together. They've been on tour together. They've spent pretty much every waking hour together. Now, the theory that they actually are in a relationship has been something that they haven't really talked about, and here's just a couple little clues to show that maybe it's not false. Number one, back in 2009, Dan tweeted this: Uma Thurman just watched me have sex. Now just check out this picture of Phil's bedroom, and you will see that there is a poster of Kill Bill right above his bed. So Uma Thurman watched Dan have sex with Phil? But also, just to throw another theory in there, maybe it wasn't Phil that Dan had sex with. Just check out this picture of my bedroom from 2009. Notice anything? Another piece of evidence was brought to us by a YouTuber named Michelle Plotty, and she believes that there is a picture out there of Dan and Phil almost kissing. Check it out.
This one I think is the weirdest like proof, and it is that they were playing their gaming channel, Dan and Phil Games. They were playing Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Dan was like fucking around with the lights and like had the lights off for a part of the video before turning them back on. Somebody took a screenshot of the screen of like the frame at the time when the lights were off, and this was the picture before, and then they the exposure on the picture, and you can clearly see it's Dan and Phil, and it almost looks like Dan is kissing Phil on the cheek or something of the sort. I don't know, I feel like that one's really suspicious.
But not only did she find that picture, she also found something interesting that Dan wrote in a forum.
He was also asked, is there a song where every time you hear it you think of someone? And he replied, fireworks, and then like dash Phil heart.
Now listen, all of those are like kind of vague little clues, but what I personally think is that they're not in a relationship, and I think that they are fucking with us. I think that they are purposely putting those things out there and putting out those tweets and making all the fans kind of speculate, mainly because they probably think it's funny and because it's interesting. I would be lying if I said I haven't like thought about them fucking, because I have. Okay, so now is the part of the video that I have been the most excited about. We are going to talk about conspiracies that are about me. Now, I'm not gonna lie, these make a lot of sense, and when I read them, I literally second-guessed myself. But this first conspiracy theory about myself is one that really got my mind going. Okay, so this first theory about me is that I am actually not bisexual, and I did that as a publicity stunt. And there is multiple layers to this theory, but we're just gonna start with that one. Now, people think that I am actually straight, and I came out as bisexual so I could kind of pander to the gay audience. You know, I could still date girls, but I could also say things that a gay person would say because I'm bi and I've been in male relationships. I could write a book where I talk about sexuality and I talk about bisexuality, and that would cater to the gay audience. A lot of YouTubers come out and their careers kind of skyrocket. They get asked to be on, TV, they get asked to do big speeches for schools. I mean, coming out really does help a person's career. And maybe the only reason I came out was just to get more opportunities. And at the time I came out, there weren't really any other big YouTubers who came out as bisexual. People come out as gay, lesbian. Nobody really had done an I'm bisexual video, and maybe that was my plan, to be the first. So because of this, people think that my coming out video was fake, because I've done videos where I've cried before and it wasn't real, when I'm like doing those thumbnail videos or whatever. So maybe my coming out video was just like that. I haven't had one person in my life, be mean about it, and Trish and Drew and all my friends have been so great. Were those real tears or fake tears? Who knows? Now, the second layer of this theory is pretty crazy, and that is that I am actually not even in a relationship with Ryland. But in fact, I am still in a relationship with Lisa, but we are keeping it hidden and on the down low. Now, for those of you who don't know, my boyfriend Ryland is also a host on a channel called Clever. So he's been hosting on that channel for a while, and he's been talking about celebrity news and gossip, and he's gotten a pretty good following from that. I mean, when I met him a year ago, I think he probably had like 50,000, 60,000 followers on Instagram, but maybe he wanted more. So the theory is that while I was at Clever doing one of the cheat day episodes with Lily, I met Ryland. And maybe me and him got to talking, and I told him I just, fake came out as bisexual. And maybe I said to him, hey, do you want to be in a relationship with me publicly? We'll make a contract, and while I'm with you, we'll post about each other on Instagram, I'll give you more followers, I'll help your career, and then we'll break up in a couple years, you'll have a better career, and I'll move on. Now, for those of you thinking this is crazy, this is something that actually happens in Hollywood. I mean, there's been theories that Tom Cruise has done this with like all of his past marriages. And we've talked about that, the theory that he's actually gay, and the Church of Scientology is kind of like hooking him up with fake wives, Katie Holmes, Nicole Kidman, etc. So maybe that's what I did with Ryland. So, I don't know, it kind of would make sense. Maybe me and him are fake, maybe me and Lisa are still together, and maybe that's why me and her still hang out all the time. Let's give Ryland a call and see what he thinks about this theory. Okay, so are you ready to hear the conspiracy about me and you?
Yeah.
Okay, so the conspiracy is that we are not actually together. I'm not actually bisexual, and I am still with Lisa, and I'm using my sexuality to make more money from the gay community, and I have a contract with you where I'm going to help you get more Instagram followers by posting pictures with you, and then our relationship is gonna end in like a year. Thoughts?
That's dark. And then you're going to reunite with Lisa publicly after our contract ends? I don't get how this comes to life.
I don't know. It could be just like the next person. So you are confirming that this is not real and that I am in fact bisexual.
Like you're saying, I'm confirming this. Yeah, this is not true. This is so false.
All right, thank you.